Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to make a gorgeous birthday card. Now this could be adapted to suit any occasion because I'm going to be using the Birthday Collage Toppers. So if you've got any of the other collage toppers, you could try the effect that I use with any of those. Now we're also going to be using the lace edge die set. We're going to actually use the border die and the shadow die that comes with it. So it was a gorgeous set of dies. It's one of my favourites, and I just thought this is going to be perfect for what I want it to do on the card. Everything I do use is going to be in a detailed list on my blog and underneath the Facebook video. So please check my blog out because there'll be lots of photos, and there's going to be the photos of the step-by-step of how I used the border dies. So don't forget, you can contact me on Facebook, on my blog directly. You can always comment on YouTube. I just can't reply to you on YouTube. I do have to approve them, so I do read them all. And I thank you very much for all your comments. You're all wonderful. And, you know, obviously I wouldn't be here without you. How did you enjoy the 500? The 500th episode? Was that great? I hope you did enjoy it because it was just so much fun to make, something a little bit different. Okay, let's craft. I'm going to need a base card, so I've made my own. This is a 6x6" square card, and I've created it from Anna's metallic 12x12 cardstock. And all I've done is taken a piece of 12x12, used my paper trimmer and cut it down to 6 inches. And then I've taken my bone folder, I've folded it in half, and I've run the bone folder along the edge to make sure it's nice and sharp, just like we normally do when we've got the cards that we've purchased. So I'm going to start, as always, with the inside. In fact, just before I do, don't forget, put your handmade by stamps on the back. If you haven't got a handmade stamp, just write your name. I write my name and the date and project number, etc. Just so I can keep track of my projects. You don't have to do that. You just put your name. And then whoever you've given your card to will know when they've kept it who made it for them. Okay, so the inside of our card, the most important bit, I think sometimes, because this is the personal bit, this is the bit that the person reads. When we make the outside pretty, everybody sees the outside, but the person you're giving the card to, normally it's just them that read it. So let's, you know, make an effort for the insides. For the first layer of the inside for this card, I've taken some of the pink metallic cardstock, and I've taken, it was a scrap actually, and I've cut the centre away. Now I've actually cut it not quite straight, not for any reason, purely by accident, and just to show that if you do have an accident, we can remedy that. You know, we don't always have to stick a butterfly over everything, we can do something else. So this was the Anna Griffin pink metallic cardstock, and as I say, I've just used square dies, just basic nesting dies, to cut the square out and then cut a square out of the scrap that there was. And I'm going to attach that just with flat tape to the inside of my card. So now it looks a bit odd because it's not quite straight. I'm used to my craft projects not being straight, but we want this one to be straight and perfect. Next, I've cut a piece of ivory cardstock and I've stamped in the middle using the Say It Anyway stamps, and these are the Anna Griffin All Occasion Say It Anyways, and it says, wishing you a very happy birthday. So I've stamped it just in black ink, black permanent ink. I've got flat tape on the middle of it, and I'm going to simply pop it in the centre because I've die cut it with the same die that I used to create the actual square in the pink metallic cardstock, so it fits in there nicely. Now you're thinking, oh, well, how are you going to get rid of those edges, Anne Marie? Well, what I've done is I've cut out 4 strips of paisley cardstock from the Paisley paper collection from Anna, and I've cut them out, and they are exactly the same length as the actual pink frame. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to run the cardstock up along the edge of where the actual insert is, where that we've put in. I'm probably not going to get these straight either. And I've actually taken these through the Xyron so that I can just slightly manipulate them before they stick down permanently. Now you'll notice I've crossed over the first one, and we're now putting the second one over it, and the third one will cross the second one, so it kind of builds a grid, and we're running along that edge of the ivory insert, and then the last one just goes across the bottom, and try and keep it straight, Anne-Marie. There we go. So now where it was crooked underneath, it's kind of straight. Now I'm just going to finish off the insert with a flower. Now I've cut this flower down, and it was from the favourite flower stickers set, and there was 2 of them. We're going to use the 2 for the front, but I've actually just cut one of them down, and I'm going to add that into the centre of my stamped image. Now that's the insert finished. There's enough room for you to on your from. If you're going to write a really long message, you know, like I normally say, do it on an extra piece of paper. But there's enough for you to say, you know, to have a happy day, from, lots of love, etc. Now we can do the front. So I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure we've still got that nice sharp crease. Now our first layer is where I've used the lace edge die border. I've actually made it into a very wonky looking frame. I'm not going to use it as a frame, but I want it as the background. Now on my blog, what I've done is I've taken some photos of the step-by-step of how to make the corners. Now I've not made this perfectly, but I have mitered the corners, and the step-by-step photos on my blog show you how I've done that. I've used pink glitter cardstock underneath, there we go, and pink metallic cardstock for the ornate layer. So I've used both the shadow layer and the ornate layer of the actual die set. Again, it's on my blog for the photos. If you've never checked my blog out, please, you know, just have a little look. The address is below in YouTube, and you'll always see the address on Facebook, etc. So I'm going to put my frame onto my card. Now I measured it out, and it just stands a little bit outside the 6x6. And it looks great so far. That little bit of sparkle from the edge. Now for the centre bit, I've used one of Anna's paisley papers. I've put it on 3D foam. The frame was on flat tape, and the centre is going to go into in the centre, and I want it to stand proud a little bit. However, the centre, this was actually scrap from a different project, and that's, I forgot to mention, they were scrap as well. Now this measures just under 4.5 inches, and I'm just going to pop that through the centre. I'm saying 4.5 inches, I'm going to check that because I'm not sure if it is. Let's think, somebody's run away with my Anna ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.25 inches square is that. So that's the centre of my card. Next, I've taken some gold Flourish stickers from the Flourish sticker kit. Now I've only used gold because there's gold on the topper that we're going to use. Now I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of mine, simply because we're going on, I'm not going to say an uneven surface, but we've got glitter, we've got a little bit of a raised surface, and I want a good stick on those. I've got a second Girl Flourish sticker. Again, I can peel the back away, and she says, nice and easily, all fingers and thumbs today. There we go. And take that remnant away. Again, I'm going to add just a little bit of glue because I want it to stick. And I know sometimes just on the glitter card or on something that's uneven, we might not get the best stick. And I want this to stand the test of time. And my last Girl Flourish sticker. So you notice I've used 3 different ones, 3 completely different patterns. I've not used all the same ones. So if, like me, you have some left and no 2 are the same, this is a great way of using them up. So again, a little bit of glue on the back of that. And this is just normal white PVA glue. And we're going to add that one like that, I think. So next, we've got our birthday collage layer. So I've chosen this one, and I just think it's so pretty. And look at the gold on the design. I've put 3D foam on the back of it, and I'm going to just pop that through the centre of our card, like that. There we go. Next, I'm going to astound you all, but I'm going to cover this ribbon up. And I'm using one of my favourite, and it's not me saying my favourite flower stickers, set number 1. Instead of using the Maz stickers, I've got 3D foam on the back of them. So I've just peeled the back away and then put 3D foam on there. And I'm going to cover the ribbon up like so. Oh, I'm naughty. Not really, because once you buy them, they're yours. And if you want to cover it up, if you want to add extra die cuts, that's up to you. So next, I'm taking another one of the flowers from the favourite flower sticker set, number 1. Again, I've got 3D foam. Now this is the double flower, and you can see underneath that it's the 3D. So I'm just opening that up a little bit because I'm going to slot that underneath the flowers at the side of the design, and I'm thinking it will just about go roughly there, hanging off the edge of the card. There we go, press that down. Now I'm going to add my bow because we've covered our ribbon up, and I thought a gorgeous pink bow would set the card off perfectly. And now I know you're all screaming at the screen because I get emails from you. Some people are going to say, oh, put it there. Some people are going to say, put it there. Some people are going to say, oh, you shouldn't use a bow at all because you've covered everything up. Now, I was all ready to pop it at the bottom, and yet now I'm thinking I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to put it at this corner because I think it will look better there. And you see, that just goes to show I am planned, but I can still change my mind along the way. And that is our card finished. So now I'm starting to tweak it, and we could be here till Christmas. So leave it, Anne-Marie. And there we go, finished. I'm happy with that. Our inside matches perfectly to our outside. We're following the design through with the flowers, with the papers and with the colours. It stands up perfectly. It will go in a 6x6 envelope. If you add a lot of layers or you've gone over the edge like me, then maybe your envelope would need to be bigger, or you could make it on a smaller card base so it sits in it. I know Anna had some 6x6 cards, which I think they measure slightly less, but they go in the 6x6 envelope. There's no reason why you couldn't make this design on there. And it just looks so pretty. And the glitter from the background, it just all works. And that is just a lovely design. Definitely a mantelpiece masterpiece. A mantle masterpiece. There we go. I do hope you've enjoyed this edition, and 501 I think this is. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I inspire and give you ideas, which I know so many of you write to me, and it's lovely. I do love hearing from you, and I just keep saying thank you. So thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.